So hello, I am Marie Chris Reyes. I'll be leading our interview today. Joining us on our meeting is Miss Christy San Pedro and Miss Chelsea De La Cruz. We are fourth-year students taking up a Bachelor of Science in Tourism Management and currently conducting a research titled Online Distance Learning and Academic Performance of Tourism Management of Wesleyan University, Philippines.
With your permission, I'd like to record this call. The recording will only be used to help us in our research, and it won't be shared with anyone except those with the need to know. Recording this call also helps me because I don't have to take as many notes. Before we start, is it okay if we ask you to introduce yourself, Miss Christine? What's your name, college, age, and gender?
Hello, I am Kristine Villasenior. I am BSTM 4-2 and I am 21 years old. Hello.
Okay. Gender po?
Female.
Okay, thank you. Next po, ano pong ginagamit nyo sa online class? Wi-Fi po ba or data?
Wi-Fi.
Thank you so much. Shall we start with the first question? Okay, yung first question natin is, how proficient are you in terms of technology as to knowledge and use of hardware requirements such as desktop, laptop, tablet, and smartphone?
So, I can honestly say that I am fairly proficient in using and present technology, and I can easily use many devices such as smartphone, my laptop, and my tablet to help me study and pass my requirements.
Thank you for
Ayun.
that, Ms. Christine. Going to the second question. How proficient are you in terms of technology as to knowledge and use of software tools such as learning management system and platforms for communication like Zoom and Google Meet and e-research such as ebooks?
So at first, it was challenge for me to use Zoom and Google Meet because I was not familiar with the platform. But as time went by, I was able to adapt and learn in and outs of application, and I could easily use it for my scheduled meetings and lectures.
Puki, nakamute ka.
Nakamute ka ba?
How do you maintain your academic honesty in self-learning modules?
I try to discipline myself not to cheat or search different questions. In a long term, it will be beneficial for me, but because I learned the lesson by not cheating and being dishonest in certain lessons, will not only lead me not to be competent tourism student.
Thank you for that, Miss Christine. The fourth question will be asked by Miss Christy San Pedro.
May nakamute ka?
Okay. Next question, Miss Christy, number 4. How are you able to adapt to the online distance learning course?
So I adapt pretty quickly. So because I can honestly say that I'm bit of a tech person myself, so I can easily manage. Ayan.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. Next question. How are you coping with the lesson delivered in online distance learning modality and why?
At first, it was a challenge for me to cope with the lessons because I am used to the face-to-face learning, seeing my classmates and making small talk with my teachers. But as time went by, I got used to it and I adapted pretty quickly. So I able to adapt and absorb given lesson and answers my modules.
Okay, thank you. Next question. Are you able to comply with the requirements and the corresponding due dates? How are you able to comply and meet certain deadlines?
Pakiulit po, Miss Christy.
Okay. Next question. Are you able to comply with the requirements and the corresponding due dates? How are you able to comply and meet certain deadlines?
Ginagawa ko siya ng week before ipas yung yung modules na pinapagawa ng mga professors ko. Kaya namimit ko yung certain deadlines niya.
Okay, thank you. Next question. Are you able to attend to synchronous meetings? If not, how do you manage these virtual meetings?
So I have this calendar planner in my table, and I write down all the scheduled meeting and due requirements so I don't miss out on anything. It is also good to do schedule alarms on my phone so I don't miss out on anything.
Okay,
Ayun.
thank you. Thank you, Miss Christine. Next question po is si Chelsea naman po yung magtatanong. Thank you, Christine.
Okay. Number 8
Okay.
question is, what are the challenges you have encountered in this online distance learning? How do you manage to cope with these challenges?
One of the biggest challenges was the internet connection and scheduled brownout. So I can do my best to finish all my requirements before the brownout happens, or load my phone for data in my Wi-Fi. If my Wi-Fi is down. So I tend to just calm myself down when the external things happen because it's beyond my control. So I can also try to talk to my instructors, and luckily they understand my situation and give me extra time to pass my requirements. Ayun po.
Thank you. Number 9 question is, what do you consider based on experience as distraction while in online distance learning? Why do you think you are having this distraction while in online distance learning?
So one of my biggest distraction is my bed. My work area where I study is just my room. So being in my room always get me sleepy, and I cannot focus so much. So the solution I did was something I go out for my room to study so I wouldn't be sleepy. Ayun.
And last question is, are you able to study well given the time, materials, and tools, gadgets, and application available in an online distance learning modality, and why? If not, how do you cope with this lesson pacing even with lacking resources?
I can say that I fairly adapted to the learning methods. This pandemic had us in, so we had no choice but to adapt and honestly, being an introvert myself, it was actually a plus for me. So I can also fairly that I am a bit teachy, so it was easy to adapt. Ayan pa.
And thank you. I'd like to end by thanking for you making the time to have an interview with us. Your feedback is valuable and will be used to inform our team's future design decision. We also want to take this opportunity to ask if we could take a picture with you. This will be attached as a proof of interview in our appendix.
Sure.
Galing naman, sasagot.
Sana all
Scripted.
matalino.